Sit down. No running about today, kid. It's too hot. I'll give you a ball. Steady. Do not bite me on camera. You bugger. I asked for that. How do? How we doing, guys? Lovely day. You know, if you're stuck in the house, can't get out, not well, just try and get some rays. If you've got a little bit of land, a garden, something like that. I know you all can't get out. And you're not locked in either. So a couple of interviews yesterday, guys. We're posting one Sunday and one the following Sunday. On the road next week. Three or four more people to interview. Like I said, oh my God, I'll show you this, guys. Like I've said, vlogging is stopping Monday to Friday, 6 p.m, Mental Health Mondays. Going to continue that little series. Got a few more things to come. Interview Sunday, and then we may put one out Wednesday. We haven't decided yet, but all good in the hood. So I'm going to talk today. I'm going to find somewhere where I can sit down with lad. It's a bit warm for him. First timer in prison. Let's call him Daniel. So, first time in prison don't necessarily mean it's first offence. This lad had touched youth custody. He was about 22 when he come to Strangeways, his first proper prison sentence. Oh, there's a bench here, let's have some of that. So, he came in, this lad, for a street robbery. Stevie, come and lie down, kid. Street robbery. He mugged a pensioner. If you're not from this country, a pensioner, someone who's reached retirement age, used to be 65, draws a state pension. It's just a term, that. So he'd mugged a pensioner. He came in. He said he was on heroin, and he was put on methadone in reception and taken to I-Wing. He spent one day on I-Wing. Somebody knew him. He was from the Walkden area of Manchester. I lived there at that time. I lived on Emlyn Street, just behind the Stocks pub. There were quite a lot of lads who I knew through work, shall we say. Used to go in the Stocks pub. I would see him regular on my way home. Stood outside. "You all right, boss? You all right, Mr. S?" and all that. No mither, no problem. They knew where I lived. Our lass once said to me, "Do you fancy going and having a few outside the Bull's Head?" The Bull's Head were 2 minutes walk from my house. Had a nice beer garden just down from the Stocks. It was a Saturday evening. I says, if we go in beer garden, there'll be loads of lads I know. I didn't have a problem with that. I just said there will be people. No, they won't, she says. So puts a bit of lippy on and that, and our lass put a bit on as well. Hey. And we went to Bull's Head, went in beer garden. "You right, boss, Mr. S? What are you doing in here, boss? Do you want to come in Stocks after? I'll buy you a pint," that sort of thing. Lots of people I knew. Anyway, this lad, Daniel, is from Walkden. So he landed on I-Wing. Few lads from Walkden on I-Wing. I-Wing's the Detox wing. Knew him, knew he'd mugged a pensioner, threatening him. So he's threatening back, saying he's going to kill someone. The morning after his first night in prison, he's brought to healthcare by a member of I-Wing staff, the InReach team, which is the mental health team. They don't work on the healthcare as such. They're based around the jail and they have their own caseload. Wanted him on healthcare because he was going to kill himself, and an ACT document, assessment, care in custody and teamwork, the suicide and self-harm document have been opened on it. On the document it says he's going to kill himself. I knew the officer who'd opened that ACT document. Not one of my favourites, shall we say. The officer who brought him over from I-Wing, who was a decent fella, said this document has been opened by him to get him off the wing. He spent all last night kicking his door. He kept the whole wing up, and the staff wanted him off the wing. He threatened to kill someone. This officer has put on here, he's going to kill himself. That's not what was said. I thanked him for his honesty, and Daniel is now on healthcare. Once you land on healthcare, you ain't leaving till you've seen a psychiatrist. Psychiatrists used to come in every Tuesday. So if you come in on Wednesday, you got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. You probably work that out yourself till he's back in Tuesday. So he started from the minute he landed, demanding, kicking his door. Yeah, that first night he kept everyone awake. I know it's a prison, guys, but let me tell you, some of the lads I come across on healthcare, happy to call them patients. Lots of them were patients. Lots of them should have been in forensic units and mental hospitals. Lots of them were clearly unwell. Lots of them were arrested for being clearly unwell. Yeah? He kept everyone awake all night. Yeah? Tried to sleep the next day. No, I'm not having that. I went up every 20 minutes throughout the day, kicked his door, made sure he was awake. What a bully I am. Call it bullying, I don't care. There's no way someone is going to sleep through the day after keeping the whole wing, people who are unwell, up all night. 3 days of this. And let me tell you now, I will not repeat the expletives, but the language to the nursing staff. A lot of them lasses on there were my friends as well, don't forget. A lot of them were mums. He was telling them what he was going to do to their kids and do to them. Yeah. What sexual acts he would perform on them. He was foul-mouthed, and it was endless and disgusting. Yeah? So we had 3 days of this. It started coming to head. You know, it was disrupting the wing. The act document was worthless. It had been opened under false pretenses. However, we couldn't close it till he'd seen the psychiatrist. So we're coming up to the weekend now. Continuous threats. I put him on an unlock protocol 3 officer, which meant he would only come out if 3 officers were there. Most of the time we only had 2, so he was banged up all day. Again, you might think that's bullying, but guess what? The threats to staff, the disruption he caused to the unit, you know, he was getting no change. He didn't need to be on healthcare. He'd been put on there by an officer who was, again, a bit of a lowlife. Anyway, he then cracks on and works out who I am. Samworth this, Samworth that, I know where you live. You live on Emlyn Street. I'm going to come and get you. I'm going to do this to your family. He's now starting on me. Now me, right off a duck's back. Plenty of people would make threats like that. Yeah, it's disgusting. However, sticks and stones. Anyway, it continued. Shortly before I went off shift, the nurse manager's gone up and she is pleading with him. Yeah, Daniel, there's people unwell. You know, can you, boom. He's giving it a, what he's going to do to a daughter, a son, or whoever, her kids, what he's going to do to her, disgusting and foul. I wouldn't even repeat it. So I says, you know, what a big man you are behind the door threatening all these nurses. So he started on me. I'm gonna come and get you. I'm gonna stab you. Tell me where you live. I says, well, you know where I live, Emlyn Street. He says, give me your address. So I had to walk away. I left him kicking his door. I went to the computer. I went on and I found his address. Because guess what? Prison officers can do that. He had an address. I went back to him. He says, tell me your address, tell me your address, I'm going to stab you. I read him back his own address. Yeah. He actually said to me, let me get my pen. Seriously. Got his pen. I read his own address to him again. He started writing it down and then he went ballistic. He went ballistic. He ended up crying. Yeah. I need to see a manager. Get him off me. I'm not safe. This guy's bullying me. Yeah, it probably was a bit of bullying, but he deserved everything he got. Yeah. First time in that was mugging a pensioner, an old person 65 plus. Over the next 2 years, I would see him regularly. He was one who became a yo-yo prisoner, I-wing Detox, yeah? He went from a young 22-year-old, recognised as a 22-year-old, to somebody who looked about 30. Heroin addict. Bang at it, no fixed abode. There you go, guys. That's using interpersonal skills. You had to be there to appreciate the abuse you give the staff, and like I said, the nursing staff only ever tried to do good, do the best for people, best they could. Even that lad, yeah, you know, the nurse manager pleading with him, you know, people talking to him in a proper and decent manner, foul-mouthed, continuous abuse. Police helicopter, they're so rude, aren't they? It's like the guys with the trains. Anyway, plenty of interviews to come. Vlogging's going to continue. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the messages of support. The email, realporridge@outlook.com, is operating properly now. We're thinking about doing a live stream, and we got some questions and answers to come. Okay, guys, thanks for everything. Parting shot, as always.